Hey, hello again and welcome to an edition of LaxWrap One-on-One with the Chopper. Today we're putting the spotlight on Coach Adam Sear of Redondo. Adam, what up?
Hi Chopper, how you doing?
Hey, listen, let me ask you the first question. You spent most of your time on the East Coast. How does an East Coast kid follow this steady migration out to the West Coast? How'd you get out here?
Well, it was a job opportunity pretty much, and a life choice. I'm from the West Coast of Australia, so I've always felt comfortable out here in Southern California. And then had the opportunity with 3D Lacrosse as a regional manager here for the LA and Orange County markets, and that seemed to be a pretty good life. And kind of that was the spurring moment to really make that jump and kind of pull the trigger on that one.
Now you've played top-level D1 lacrosse, you've coached in college. How does all that translate into coaching high school?
It's interesting. You know, going from the collegiate level, and I coached at two different levels at the collegiate level, you know, a starting Division III team and then to a very established team at Stevenson University with Paul Cantabene. I think the very first one makes you a better coach. I think you really have to step back sometimes and really coach the fundamentals when it comes to a startup team, and that kind of made me a better coach leading into Stevenson. I mean, now going from there to high school, again, it's just a different level. You know, you have to approach it a little differently. You have to manage your players a little differently. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It makes you a better coach, makes you slow down, teach the fundamentals a little bit more rather than the advanced part of the games. But I've enjoyed every step of it.
You've probably had your guys together now for a few short weeks. What are your top priorities for this year's Seahawks squad?
You know what, I think, you know, a priority of mine, and I think the team's, has just simply been ourselves. I think when we first got here, we had a few guys that were kind of looking forward into games and all that kind of stuff, but we had a lot of things we needed to handle on the field first. You know, stick skills and just simple gameplay situations, you know, fundamental stuff that I wanted to work out. You know, a priority of mine as a coach was just to be, you know, just be a good leader for the kids. You know, I've obviously had my background and I've seen a few different things, and I feel like I can help these kids through some situations that, you know, maybe they don't know how to get through. And if I can do that and make these kids better people off the field as well as on the field, and, you know, as lacrosse players, I'd be pretty happy.
And I'm sure you know by now that you're going up against some very established programs, Costa, which has been a power for a decade. You're going up against Peninsula, of course, the Chief Lane Jaffe, and I guess most intimidating would be that the Sea King program in Palos Verdes and your old buddy Jimmy Burrell. How do you get ready for a schedule like that and going against your old buddy?
You know what, I am. You know, Jimmy and I are good friends, and you know, we're very competitive people. We're from the same program. We're kind of cut from the same cloth, I guess you could say, and I know that, you know, he's going to bring it just as hard. You know, but Coach Kosh and Coach Lane Jaffe over there, you know, they're kind of doing their thing, and you know, we're worrying about ourselves. You know, we're taking it one game at a time.
Who are you looking at on this year's Seahawks squad to really step up and lead the group?
We got a big group of seniors, a really big group of seniors. You know, guys like Josh Williamson, Hopper, you know, and then we've got some pretty established juniors with Preston Facher right there as well. I think we've got a good, solid crew down low on the defensive end. The offensive end, the exact same thing. We got some mover and shakers up there, and we feel like we've got some guys that can beat some people. And again, just looking to see and waiting to see for these guys to mesh as a group when we really try and hit 6-on-6 stuff, you know, a couple weeks down the road.
Adam, thanks so much for joining us on the show. Everybody, that was Coach Adam Sear, first-year coach at Redondo.
No worries. Thank you, Chopper.
I want everybody to look forward to more of these one-on-ones. We're going to put different people in the hot box during the year, hopefully get as many coaches as we can. We may even put the Chief in the hot box to talk about Penn one of these weeks. I want to thank everybody for watching and look forward to seeing you next time.